Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Andrea, aka Girl Vamonos, and I am making this video to give you guys a 1.5 year update of moving to Las Vegas. I'm gonna give you guys the 6 pros and cons about living in Las Vegas, and I'll also be answering some questions that you guys sent me on IG. Let's get started. All right, so the #1 reason I give people as to why I moved to Las Vegas is that it is state income tax free and the affordability or cost of living is really low here, particularly if you compare it to California. So I am really enjoying that about living in Las Vegas. The property tax is some of the lowest in the country as well. So if you are looking for affordability, if you are looking for a state that does not have state income taxes, Nevada, Las Vegas is your place. Okay, and another reason that it's really great to live here, and I think it's pretty obvious, is that there's a lot to do, there's a lot of entertainment, there's a lot of dining. If you are into the finer things in life, if you can afford the finer things in life, Las Vegas is a really great place to be. There is a lot to do. All right, and so related to lots of things to do in Las Vegas, the nature scene is really awesome. So about 20 minutes away, we have Red Rock. It's like a national conservation, I think, so it's not technically a national park, but it's a really awesome park. It's so beautiful. There's a lot of hiking there. We also have Mount Charleston, and it snows up there. There's probably still some snow right now, and it's July. We're in the middle of July, so we have the Colorado River. I love kayaking and paddleboarding down there, so there is a lot of beautiful nature. I'm gonna try to insert as many little clips because that is one of my favorite things about living here. As a Californian, I would say another one of my favorite things about living in Las Vegas is the proximity to California. I take day trips to like the LA area. I will literally go bike on the beach and come home in the same day. I've gone to football games the same day. It's really accessible, so if you want to do day trips, but it's not just California. There is proximity to so many other cool stuff. I mean, we're about 4 hours to Sedona, 4 hours to the Grand Canyon, 2.5 hours from Zion. So we do day trips to Zion all the time. So it's just really accessible to a lot of different places. Another really awesome thing about living in Las Vegas, I mean, really it depends on your neighborhood, but I think it is really clean, and there is a lot of like community planning and development. So there are a lot of parks. If you love playing tennis, there's a lot of tennis courts. It feels clean, it feels safe. I'm sure it's not like that in all of Las Vegas. So if you're interested in knowing those neighborhoods, maybe I'll put a screenshot here. Maybe I won't, I don't know. All right, another really great thing about living in Las Vegas is that it's in growth mode. So everywhere you look, there is construction going on. People are talking about bringing different sports teams to Las Vegas. There is a lot of new different types of businesses like going up in Las Vegas. So it's definitely in growth mode. I feel like there are people here that want it to grow, and I'm really excited to see where that goes. Even just within my community, I'm seeing a lot of changes within a 1.5 years. Las Vegas is definitely in growth mode. So if you want to be somewhere where everything is going to be constantly changing or improving, I definitely see that happening here. Okay, and now to talk about the cons of living here. So I feel like everyone's #1 con or #1 reason as to why they wouldn't want to live here is the weather. And I will say that the weather is pleasant for about 70% of the year. And then 30% of the year, you kind of have to deal with literal hell on earth. The heat is not really what bothers me. I think the number one thing that is probably really frustrating for myself and for most people is the wind. So it is very flat here and there's not a lot of things stopping the wind because we are in the desert. So I think the wind gets pretty bad here. I can definitely avoid it. So if it's windy, I'm not gonna go on a hike. I'm probably not gonna go on a walk. But the wind gets really bad and allergies get really bad. So that's probably my biggest qualm with the weather. I would say another big con of living in Las Vegas is that there are not a lot of industries in Las Vegas. So if you don't have a remote job, you'll most likely be working in hospitality. I think there is some manufacturing and a lot of cannabis business and different kind of businesses that I'm not really familiar with, but there's not a variety of different economies within Las Vegas. It really does revolve around hospitality and entertainment. So if that is not really where you see yourself working, I feel like there's not a lot of opportunities outside of that. All right, so another con of living in Las Vegas, if you have no self-control, is that there are a lot of vices here. There's a lot of drinking, partying, gambling, anything you can think of, it's happening in Las Vegas. Probably within 5 miles of where I live, there's about like 5 different restaurants that are like the gambling restaurants. I don't know, I hate those restaurants because people smoke in them, there's just gambling, the food is terrible. I don't know why they keep putting them everywhere, but if it was up to me, there would be none. But there's a lot of those type of places within just your community, and it could be like the nicest community and you're still gonna have that on every corner. Slot machines in the gas stations, at your grocery store, they are everywhere. So if you have a gambling problem or you think you might get one, do not move here. Another con of living in Las Vegas that doesn't particularly apply to me, but if you have families, it might. It's that Nevada has some of the worst education in the country. Year after year, the public education system in Nevada is ranked as some of the worst in the country. So if you have kids, that might be something that's important to you. If you put them in private schools, maybe you don't really care. Maybe you just don't care what their education is like and you want to move here, or if you don't have kids and it does not apply to you. I actually tried signing up for some classes at the community college here and it is really expensive still. I think in California, a lot of the community colleges are free to local residents or they're pretty cheap. So it's not like that. So it's still expensive and it's not great. So gotta think about that. So another thing that's not really great about living here is that there is not really a lot of local transportation. So the town is pretty big. It probably takes me 30 minutes to get from one side of town to the other, or 45 minutes, just depending on where you live. So you're gonna be driving your car a lot. We do have the tunnel or whatever that thing that Elon Musk built underground. It's by the Strip. I've never used it. I have no idea who uses it. I'm not even gonna include that, but there is not great local transportation here, so don't expect that if you move here. And related to transportation is car registration. I think it is really high here. They base it off your car's MSRP. So I tried telling the person at the DMV when I was getting my car registration, they put the MSRP for your car. I was like, I didn't pay that much for my car. And he's like, it doesn't matter, it's already set. The more valuable your car is, the more you're gonna pay in registration. So just as an example, for my car, I paid about 230 bucks in California. In Texas, I paid about 80 bucks for my registration. Here, I'm paying 400 something for my registration. So it's double what I paid in California. And if you have a nice car, you're going to be paying more. So just keep that in mind. It really doesn't compare to the savings you get from being state income tax free. So honestly, it really doesn't bother me. Another thing though about your car registration is you have to get your car smogged here every year. It has to pass smog every year. So if you have a bad car, I'm sorry. All right, so now for my update. I've been here for a year and a half, and honestly, I am really enjoying it so far. Like I said, I'm liking the cost of living. I enjoy that there are so many options of dining, entertainment. To be honest, I have not really been to any shows or concerts or anything. I have been to a Raiders game. That was super fun. I love the nature here. I will definitely put some videos in so you guys see how beautiful it is. I mean, yeah, it gets hot in Las Vegas during the summer, but we just go up to Mount Charleston and enjoy our day there, and it's much cooler. Or go down to the Colorado River in the summer and swim or kayak. So there's ways to get around the heat. Also, my friends and family are constantly coming to visit me, or you know, friends are in town. There's a lot of conventions going on, or they're here for work. I feel like you get to be really social when you live here, even with the people that you don't get to see regularly, you know, people that are coming into town, because people are always going to Las Vegas. I don't have kids, I work remote, so I don't have to deal with finding a job in the hospitality industry, because that's not really my career field. I think if you work remote, if you don't have kids, if you're young and you still want to have that city vibrant life without really that cost of living, I would definitely recommend Las Vegas. I love the proximity to California. I love the proximity to different places. It's very accessible. There is a major airport here. There's direct flights to Asia, Europe, Hawaii. So I don't know. I think it's good for now. Honestly, I can see myself living here for a couple of years.
One thing I forgot to mention is I love how ethnically diverse Las Vegas is, and I think that really adds to making this a great place to live.
But so far, I am really enjoying it, and if you have any other questions, put them in the comments. I'll either answer you there, or maybe I'll make another video. And if you want some tips on how to move across the country, if you're coming from California, if you're coming from somewhere else, I will link my video here with some tips on how I moved across the country. Now let's get into some of the questions that you guys asked me. There were a lot of questions about the heat. Specifically, how do I deal with the heat? So I feel like I really don't. I work remote, so for the most part, I'm in my home. When I go to the gym, then obviously I step outside, and it doesn't bother me, especially in the evenings. I go on a lot of walks. I go on hikes in the evenings, even in the summer, and I feel like once the sun is not like directly on you, it cools down a lot, especially if you're in nature. If you're in nature, I feel like the sun is not as intense as if you're like on the asphalt or on the concrete down on the strip. If I want to be out during the day, it probably is a little bit hot, but there are so many places to cool down. In the summer, we have Mount Charleston. It's beautiful. During certain times, you'll find some waterfalls there. There's wild horses, there's trees. It's always about 30 degrees cooler than Las Vegas. In the winter, it's cold up there. It snows a lot. I'll put some videos of us playing in the snow because it's super fun. So there's ways to cool off in Las Vegas. And we also have the Colorado River. Like I said, I love kayaking, paddleboarding, swimming there. We have Lake Mead, which I personally haven't swam in because there's bodies. All right, so I did want to mention our electricity bill because I think a lot of people are curious about it. I know I was before moving here. We asked all of our friends, how much is your electricity bill? So on the low end, so typically in the spring or in the fall, when we're not using the heater and we're not using the AC, so anywhere from $53 to $59, that is what you can expect when you're not really using the heater or the AC. And we live in a 1,800 square foot home. In the summer, my highest bill so far has been $165, which, I mean, we do like to be comfortable in the summer, especially at night. I think during the day we usually keep it a little bit more mild, maybe in the 70s. We live in a more energy efficient home, so I definitely think that can vary. Another question people had was also related to the heat, is how do you deal with that heat if you have a pet? So I see a lot of people with their dogs wearing the little boots, but let's say you don't want to do that. So I don't have a dog, but I did babysit my friend's dog during the summer last year, and one thing I would do is I would wake up super early to go walk him. If it was during the day and I wanted to take him on a walk, basically what I would do is I would put the dog in my car and we'd drive to the park that's just a few minutes away from my house. We'd get out, there's grass there. I'm not concerned that he's gonna hurt his paws on the grass. Yeah, definitely like going out super early in the morning or going out after the sun has gone down is definitely the way to go about it. Take your dog to the park where there's grass. I feel like there's ways to have a dog here, and I guess if all else fails, just get them the little boots. I don't know. And another question was, how often do I visit the Strip? Honestly, I feel like I visit a lot, but I guess I really don't. I think I go about once a month. Particularly if we have friends or family in town, we might go out for, you know, a drink or for dinner. Personally, my boyfriend and I really do like going to the casinos for fun, going out for like a nice cocktail, getting dressed up. You know, it's fun to just feel like a tourist sometimes. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like my video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I will definitely be giving some more updates of living in Las Vegas or different questions that people have about living here. I hope this video was helpful. If you are thinking about moving here and you have other questions, drop them in the comments or message me on IG. I really am excited for you and your journey. Let's see if you come out to Las Vegas. If you want to read some travel blogs or some of my favorite hikes in Las Vegas, go to my blog, girlvamonos.com. But thank you guys so much for watching. Adios, ciao. Time for the thumbnail. What will my look be like? Will it be like this? Will it be love? Love. It's dry year round. Girl, you are gonna be ashy, so you need to moisturize, you need to drink water, like buy the most moisturizing lotion, but you want to be moisturized because I see too many dried out, crispy looking people. I don't wanna be like that, I don't wanna be like that, I don't wanna be like that. I'm nervous I'm gonna be like that living here. So pray for me. All of my single friends complain that this dating scene is very bad in Las Vegas. Single people, something to think about. But if you want to be single and having fun, you're not looking for a relationship, this might be your place. Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And if you live in Vegas, bitch, it's staying here with you. Remember that. Subscribe if you like my videos. If you don't, bye-bye, hater.